Introducing new age sandwich slices. It sure tastes like cheese.
With a lot less cholesterol.
If I want any wise answers from you, I'm gonna take you out and get some midnight conversation.
Oh, welcome to the LARPBook show. This is episode 61 for the 13th of February 2018. With me tonight, as always, is Luke. We seem to be going for matching beards, Pitt. Thomas, yes, I can outbeard the lot of you, Busby. And, of course, I am Stuart Edwards. Nice to see you all here today. So nice to see you, quite a few people as well in the Facebook chat. Hello to everybody. So in tonight's show, we visited What's Your Game? We also have the world's most hardcore LARPers. We'll be talking a little bit about that, I hope. And a role-playing club buys property in New Lisbon. So let's get on with the show. Right then, so, hi. How you all doing?
Ravishing.
All right.
I haven't taken off my new shirt since we had it.
No, I know.
A few weeks back.
Wherever the logo is, I can't really see it.
Thankfully, over a podcast, you can't smell the presenters. Well, this could be a whole very different show.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I mean, well, smell-o-vision. We could get
even the tide's gone out.
Oh, right, okay. Well, Rob's not with us this evening. He had to have some emergency dental work, so there's no way that he could possibly, I'm really hoping that he does sort of pop in on the chat and heckle us from afar, because I think that would be...
He won't be able to, will he? Be numb. That'll be a hell of a conversation, though. We'll have to get it. We'll have to think of a list of words that we want him to say that require all of his teeth and some dexterity. That's a word, dexterity.
Dexterity.
LARPBook. I love the show.
No, and of course we could also get him to try to drink some soup.
Yeah.
That's
do this, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Just do.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's a nice mug as well. Isn't it? Well, you see, Thomas and I can do that. Stewie can do it. What about you, Rob? Why have you got dribble down you again?
He almost got...
Nothing to do with his teeth.
Tom almost got tea all over his screen. There we go. So anyway, let's get back to what we should actually be doing. We visited What's Your Game last...
Let's just call it last week.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't last week.
Because that's kind of like,
Yeah. It just seems so far away now.
Yeah.
It was a week last Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
The only real gripe that I've got is it cost me £14.50 in bloody car parking fees. But apart from
honestly,
that was ridiculous.
I felt that there should be Dick Turp in there, the Robin Buggers. As long as someone was wearing a three-pointed hat and a cape. Honestly.
£14.40.
But it was good, though. Wasn't it worth it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely worth it. I mean, if anybody gets a chance to actually go to that next year, because it's only once a year, yeah?
Yeah.
Then, it's definitely worth going along to go and see, because, well, let's just start off with the sheer range of kit that's there to begin with. I mean, wowza, that was amazing, just to start off with that.
If you can think up of a LARP, there's a kit for it. Or a LARP.
Depends how much you've been drinking, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Were you talking as Rob then?
I
do love a good LARP.
LARP,
yeah.
But it was good.
Action roll tart.
Roll tart, which actually leads me quite nicely onto that one place, and I've forgotten the name of them now. They had all those pies and sausage rolls that were all latex, all that food, and I forgot they were brilliant. That brought back some memories. But Thomas is absolutely right. I mean, if you can think of it, and it wasn't just about all the new stuff, was it?
No.
There were quite a lot of shops that were. I think bring 'em by is the wrong word. I think, isn't it? It was just you had a lot of very conscientious people saying, "Look, I don't use this anymore. My character doesn't use it." So they were selling their stuff to allow people who may be, just trying it out, and there was some really good cheap stuff there, wasn't there? You could kit yourself out completely and spend as much as you want to spend.
Yeah.
And when you think of, all the shops there was plenty of new merchandise around.
Yeah. No, there definitely was. A lot of second-hand kit that was quality kit. Fair play to
really quality kit. Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I purposefully didn't take any money with me on the premise that, how you sit there and you become like a child in a toy shop. It's like going, I must have, going into Eldritch and they had all that rusty stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but that was just that one thing, that one concept. And they've gotten really good now at making all of their weapons look very rusted and dated. And
exactly.
Really, really good stuff. They got some great ideas there.
I was very impressed actually by that stuff. That stuff just looked,
crap.
Yeah,
and rusty, which is what you wanted it to do.
Yeah, it's what you wanted, wasn't it?
And brilliant.
Yeah, it was. But then, I mean, having said that, it wasn't just about the kit, was there? I mean, we met. If you go onto the LARPBook Facebook, page, we'd got loads of interviews.
Yes.
And nearly everyone that went there that we spoke to, whether we interviewed them or not, was just purely looking for inspiration. A lot of people were just purely looking for inspiration. Yeah. And I found quite a lot there because you get a chance, don't you, to go and see. You hear of Empire, but you never really know. You hear of Curious Pastimes, but you never really speak to anyone about it.
That's right, yeah.
And people really weren't there. All of the traders weren't there just to make money. They were there to advertise themselves. And we even spoke to one who was just literally a site selling themselves.
Yeah.
At a LARP show, and it was brilliant. So I'd highly recommend people go to these.
Yeah, no, it was interesting to see, as you say. I mean, it isn't just a kit fair, right?
No.
It isn't just a place to pick up your stuff, right? Like, as you said, there were systems there, that were sort of touting, come to us. As you say, there was Huntley Wood. They were there going like, please use us.
And that looks a good site, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, it does, yeah.
That looks huge.
It is.
I mean,
huge.
Anything that can add itself into 3 different systems,
and
not
only that, 3 different systems, and not know that the other systems are actually
the other
made.
systems are there.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it was like something like 140 odd acres as well, and you were sat there going, I can't even think what that looks like. It's huge. That's Cardiff.
Buckinghamshire. Yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that, I mean, we spoke, didn't we, to Samuel Jones.
Yeah.
And he was the publisher guy. Yeah. And he's a very interesting character to speak to. Go and have a look at the interview that we had. Because he was doing something that, kind of a lot of LARPers aren't doing. That's republishing and publishing a lot of, kind of older bits and new, kind of material, because there aren't enough publishers out there. So he's thought of an idea, something that's not at every LARPCon, and then created a company based on it. You got to give people a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw a lot of talent there, from just the people who go there to meeting up Mike Slater as well, bigging up the big Mike. Yeah. Just people I hadn't seen for a very long time, and having a pop at Jamie as well is always good fun when it comes to LARPing.
Hello, yes, isn't it? I mean,
well, why wouldn't you?
Just a very sort of quick shout out then. Hi to Debs. Nice to see you on here. Pixie again. Nice to see you on here. If you're loving it, giving us a thumbs up or a heart or whatever is on Facebook these days, that really helps us out. That would be fantastic. And Pixie also says that she saw many coreless sausage rolls.
You sure they just
sausage rolls?
Sausage rolls.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a trade description there, isn't there? This latex sausage roll, not latex, not a sausage roll.
Not a sausage roll.
I'm having you. But it is great. Next, you'll be saying the latex pies don't have meat in them. Come on, who are you kidding? But it was great because I saw loads of things on there that you just sat there going, how do you bring this in? But someone has. And they've sat there going, I know what this system needs. A couple of pies.
Exactly.
That's what that needs. Rusty armour, that's what this needs. But I tell you, I did notice, because a lot of people do steampunk, and as you know, I'm a big fan.
You are a huge fan of steampunk, mate. You are.
Huge into steampunk. What I don't know about steampunk...
You could literally write it on a big bit of paper, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. But what I noticed was an awful lot of the post-apocalyptic kind of stuff going on. That's really, that's kind of really rising, this steampunky style. Yeah. Kind of mix and match of lots of different things, which was great to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are the kind of things that, and we've spoken about this, haven't we? That even though you may not like it, doesn't mean it's not any good.
Well,
that's right, yeah.
And that's the great thing about LARPing, isn't it? You don't have to like it. Yeah. It's just, it is whatever you want it to be. And I started to sit there and go, do you know what? That'd be a lot of fun to go to. With the Nerf and all that kind of stuff. I was sat there thinking, I could take my boys Nerf.
This is the thing. You see, as things sort of progress and what have you, people kind of, go, right, okay, we've done this for 20, 30 odd years, whatever it is. What if we introduce? I mean, certainly with tech and what have you coming into LARP. I mean, I was looking at something the other day. I haven't put it in the notes or what have you, but someone has actually, I think it's up on a Kickstarter, has invented a system where you can use a LARP safe swords and what have you, and you put pads or things on your armor, and it'll register the hits. So you can do you can actually do a combat sport with it if you think about it that way.
Neck.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I was like,
that is really good.
I was like, I did the whole strokey chin. That could be fun,
But that goes to what Ennis was doing in Green Cloaks, wasn't it? Because Ennis has taken the whole military kind of thing and taken it to the next level. And I have to say, when I bought my boy his huge Nerf gun, which required so many batteries, it hurts, but by the way, just kicks ass whenever you fire. And I was sat there thinking the amount of fun you can have now with those. How could you write it off in a LARP? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because we've been brought up with sword and sorcery doesn't necessarily mean we shouldn't move. I think this is where I started to resist. Okay. Do you see what I mean? Right. Because I still like cloaks, sword, and sorcery, and a bit of armour. Do you see what I mean? But I couldn't help but admire. Do you see all the others? Because I was sat there going, that does look.
So you got a bit purist.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. No, you are right. You do, and I think. Do you see what I mean? I was sat there, and I don't know why. It is totally me, but I still see LARPing as only being Tolkien-esque. I know people will shoot me for saying that.
That's because you're very, very closed mind, Luke. That's all.
Totally. Do you know? I think that is. But the more I go to these kind of events, the more I see it, and I think I'm missing out.
You are.
When you see people, and they do either the murder mysteries or they do, like Ennis was doing. And I sat there going, do you know what? If I had the balls, I think I would go and do something like that because that sounds and looks fantastic. Yeah. And of course, I have, and again, Rob did Ennis, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
but he didn't do him, but he did interview him.
Figuratively speaking. And this is probably sat there going, I don't know how I'm going to get over this now because I've got nightmares. But it's, it was so much fun. And I suppose I was a bit bowled over because it's the first one I've been to, of that kind of size. Just the sheer volume of stuff that was available to you, from books to locations to, kind of just trinkets. Oh my God, the trinkets. I had to literally drag my daughter kicking and screaming because she was awful. My little boy was sat there going, and a knife, and a gun, and this. And I was sat there going, please, put these down because I can't afford any. And just put it down. And then what did they do? When you walk into the whole thing, they give you a little bag with a little miniature in it.
Yes, I think I've got several people's bags, by the way, in the house. Just to let you know, because I think they're all.
You probably have, because my son's been asking for that.
Yeah, I think I probably got it. You know.
So the 14 quid was a bit of a kind of but then actually when you get in, you pay just a few quid to get in, and you think, actually, what?
Yeah.
Overall,
I mean, what was it? £3, wasn't it? I mean,
£3 to get in. Yeah,
you got
for
that.
You all day.
Yeah, none of that. You got that back in what they give you in the bag.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Those little figurines aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, it was funny watching Stewie trying to use the parking app for the first time, not throwing his phone at Jamie's van.
Well, no, I didn't have the app. I had to call up the number, if you remember. And oh my God, it went on for days. It went on
just
for
had the
days.
app. There you go.
The app.
Mr. Traveller over there.
Oh, honestly, international traveller. Well, I say international. I really mean Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that hasn't gone, here's actually one of the bags that you get, right? In front of me face. There we go. Right. Best place for it. And in there you got like figurines, like Warhammer.
Figurines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was in there? There was obviously stuff about different places. There was I think this one's light. I think someone's already been pilfering at this, but that's fine. No, you just got stuff in there, and not only that, I mean the bag alone is probably worth a couple of quid.
The bag's pretty good.
You know,
they're really cool.
Good.
Beach bags.
I mean, I know Karen used the one I got last year for all her cadet stuff that she does. Just goes there, and it's written on there, cadet stuff. You know. And,
so we're taking ours to Egypt.
Do
a bit of advertising there.
Yeah. What's your game? Actually, let's have a look at this Warhammer
thing. Anyway, while he's doing that, we did make out, and we should shout out to Daniela and Steve as well. They're from the age of, no, I don't know whether I'm saying this. Is it Aether?
Aether, I think it is.
Age of Aether.
So
and they were really good sports.
It's paintable. Look, it's
paintable.
Yeah.
It's not even pre-painted, so all you can really nerd out on these. Brilliant. Not that I will paint it, because I'm just not that patient. But doesn't mean I can't give it to someone else to do.
It does make me laugh, though, when you go into those little shops and you wait until they're at a real critical time and go, hi, right behind them, and just watch them go, oh, and then just ruin 14 months' worth of work.
Run away giggling, going, hee.
But then what you've got to do is run away really quickly.
Yes, you have. Yes.
But Daniela and Steve, they were really interesting people. Daniela, the combat nun.
Yeah.
And Steve, who was just up for it. Yeah. And it was they are genuine sports.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we did some really good interviews. Tom, you did Empire, didn't you?
I did Empire. Yep.
You did Empire, because they're really big, aren't they?
Yeah,
so they are very good.
Empire's a massive system. Yeah, absolutely,
huge.
Absolutely. By the way, Pixie is saying that Hantley is an amazing site.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Why would you do that?
Karen's.
You shouldn't let her in the room. You know what? You shouldn't do it. Honestly,
this is a kid-friendly show. This is a kid-friendly show.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
Karen.
I know. See what I got to put with?
I know what you're going to put up with.
Get off.
Yeah.
Get off now. Bugger off, woman. Go make tea. No.
Normal service will be resumed fairly shortly.
Oh, we're sorry to have lost you. He was a really nice guy. His arse is now being used as a bike rack in the middle of the Malverns somewhere. Yeah, really nice, lovely setting. I love the place, by the way. Sorry.
There we go. Pixie said ether is ether. A is silent.
So it was Aether or Ether. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. But who else was there? There were just so many places.
Like ridiculous.
if you remember, I got like a
You did?
Harry Potter wand for like $5.
I know.
Oh, wow. That's just
Which was
really
cool.
bad.
Which was cool,
And we got to go mess up Larpin's stuff as well, which was really good. So I changed a few things around.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they noticed.
Yeah.
I put Harriet somewhere differently.
Yeah.
Jamie I positioned differently as well. So I reckon I was subtle about it. I don't reckon they noticed.
So I've got to put this up. I've got to go. Pixie says, also, you're an old LARPer when you find a win in a free bag. Absolutely.
Well, that's true, though. We don't care. And if you don't want yours, you know where to send it.
Yeah.
Clean answers on a postcard.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hey, look, it's Warhammer free gifts. We'll take them where we can get them.
We can, yeah, and we will. We're not proud.
And I'll be honest with you, Pixie, if you think I'm old, it was Stuart who bought the shitty wand.
It's not shitty, it's good.
Oh my God, it's Harry Potter.
Yes.
Come on.
What?
All the stuff you could choose.
Your daughter bought a wand as well, mate. So what?
She's 11. She's allowed. You're 29.
Thanks. I think I might be slightly older than that, but thanks.
Yeah.
I like Harry Potter.
I like, yeah. Only because of Hermione. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I mean... And the dragons. I like dragons too.
Love the dragons. So moving on.
Yeah,
we said we were. Yeah,
that's right. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's right, Rian. You tell him. Rian loves Harry Potter as well. Yeah.
Well, no one cares what Rian. Which Rian?
Our Rian.
Our Rian. Oh, she can bugger off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm only saying that, Rian, because there's plenty of space between us, and I've got all my doors locked. Cocky now, aren't I?
Yeah. See, look, and even Steve here that sat next to me, even he says like Harry Potter rocks. Yeah. It's all like you. Yeah. That's what I say. So let's have a bit of a kind of a rundown. By the way, the sandwiches at What's Your Game are amazing. Just
they weren't they?
They were really good.
The coffee took a long time to come. I felt as if they were growing it.
Well, they were they were using those bloody Tasimo pod things, weren't they? I mean, those
yeah, it was. They were
press button.
Yeah. In his eyes, you could almost read, "You need to go somewhere for half an hour."
Yeah.
Because he almost apologised when he gave it to you, didn't he? He was kind of sat there going, "Yeah, this has taken quite a while. I'm really, really sorry about that."
Yeah.
But those sandwiches, they were really nice. And this is why Pixie thinks that we're very, very old, by the way, because we sat there talking about sandwiches and not what was actually at the con event. But we did speak to loads of people, and the Horlicks was lovely. But Tom mentioned this actually because it didn't really ring true until we were halfway round and I needed the equivalent of a fag break.
Yeah.
And that was how big the whole thing was. I mean, they got these two buildings, haven't they? And it was just everywhere. And just when you sat there thinking,
well, it was
okay,
one, two. It's in 3 buildings. It's that first
three.
one.
Yeah, is it 3?
Yeah, it's that first one you come in. You've got the second one that all goes upstairs and what have you.
That's
and then
right.
then you've got the main hall, which is humongous anyway.
That's massive. Absolutely massive.
If they can put a store in it, they will.
Yeah.
They basically know every space was used in that place.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it?
Every space.
Yeah.
I felt very sorry for the reenactors, though.
Oh, the weather
every time
was
they thought
rubbish.
they would come out, it started to rain.
The weather was rubbish every time they came out, to do this spiel. I felt sorry for them as well. I'll be honest.
Just wee it down, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would.
No, that's just. I really felt for them actually.
Yeah.
And then laughed and went back and drank my coffee.
Yeah.
Is that a bit heartless?
It's a bit heartless, yeah. So yeah, if you've never been to What's Your Game, and you're in the UK for that particular portion of time, those of you that are watching in the States and everywhere else around the world, just pop over. It's all fine. Then it is a fantastic sort of kit fair. It's the biggest one, I believe, Rob was telling me, in the UK. And it shows, to be honest with you.
Doesn't it?
The only thing, and I know Tom and I looked at this one particular stall where the costumes were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they'd even been weathered and what have you, right? For me, personally, I thought they were a little bit on the expensive side, but when you think about the work that has gone into them, maybe not. There was that. If you were doing your first ever LARP and you didn't want to turn up looking like a newbie, right? This would be the place to go, because the stuff looked like you've been LARPing for 20 years. You know what I mean? It was brilliant.
It was really good, really good.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, well, I was going to say, when you think, just thinking back on what you said about, going to, watch your game if you're in, around Gloucester in the UK.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about other LARP fairs.
Yeah.
Because they've got to be around in America.
Yeah.
I'd love someone just to take a camera, get some footage, send it to us. We'd have the roving reporter, couldn't we?
Well, yeah.
But it would be great, wouldn't it, to see, what they're doing abroad and, kind of see how they... Cause, I mean, we can't always get over there. Do you see what I mean? And it would be amazing.
I'm sure they do
that's all I heard.
Well,
I'm sure they do some in America and particularly mainland Europe as well, like Germany, Poland, where it's fanatical over there. Northern Europe as well. I'm sure they have their own pretty amazing kit fairs.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, if anybody's got footage of those, please send them to us, because we'd like to see that sort of stuff as well. Because it's good to see what's going on in other parts of the world. Simple as that. Not just the UK, for Christ's sakes. So
and hopefully, we gave them a flavour of what Gloucester was all about.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Worst roads ever.
Yeah, £14 bloody 40 for the car park. That's what.
Honestly, that felt bitter. That's the second time you mentioned that now, Edward. To let it go. Just because you had to go on the phone because you're not international enough to have your own app.
No, I've got my own app. No, I've got my own app. Just
that you'll never use.
Yeah. So, We haven't done Watch Your Game to death, right? Because there was just so much. Yeah, the mead stalls, obviously, the lovely Crimson Moon was there in fine force as per normal, but we could literally do an entire show on that. But let's not.
Not without Rob anyway.
Not without Rob.
To have his input and what have you. So we'll move on a little bit. I want to talk about, first of all, the role-playing club that buys a property in New Lisbon. That's fantastic. Do you know what? I want to see more and more of this sort of thing sort of going on. Yeah?
Right.
Because, obviously, the more people sort of start buying stuff and what have you and making it, their own, all the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. See, now, if I win the Euro Millions tonight, I'm buying myself a nice little, place, piece of land, turn it into a...
I wanted to know as well, Tom, that if you do ever win the lottery, how much I've always admired you.
Yeah.
If you don't win it, you can shove it and go and get your own. But if you do win it, being a total fair weather friend... always loved you, man.
I would expect nothing less.
Does anybody know what Gary Con is?
Gary Con? Yeah. I think that's a person with a slight ego.
Yeah, it's just about this one guy called Gary.
Who started off his own con, but he's the only one there.
Last Hope, which is what this place is called, Last Hope will promote the club to gain new members at conventions like Gary Con, EverCon and WizardCon. What is Gary Con? That sounds brilliant.
Gary Gygax Con, maybe?
They're just very specific people. All three of them are obviously quite lonely and wanted to leave a legacy.
My name's
because you and I have created them as Luke Con and Stu Con. And there's Tom Con as well. Rob Con's got his next week.
Hang on, there's something that's pinging my head for this.
What's that?
Wasn't it one of the first people that actually started like the D&D books or something or what have you? His name is Gary. Gary, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Gary Gygax. Yeah.
It's a con all based around that sort of stuff, and that's why it's called Gary Con.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you go there? You pay your entrance, and then you die horribly, and then there's a protection against entrance costs.
Pretty much.
So it's a kind of like a free thing. That's what I hated about Gary Gygax. I always died horribly whenever I was playing, D&D with him, especially when you go to the chest and you check it for traps, and he'd be sat there, and you could see the D&D guy, kind of guy go, "So are you going to open it then?" And you go, "Well, yeah." Using what hand?
Yeah.
My other one, I don't know, my fourth one, his hand. And then you'd sit there and you'd all be convinced there was nothing there. And then the whole bloody thing would explode. And then right in the centre would be a protection potion against explosions. And you just want to write a stiff letter. That's how it started with Gary Gygax. Freaking hated that man. Evil genius, I think, is what I'm going to actually call him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's...
there we go. Matthew said, what you need is a hand on a stick.
Yeah.
Hand on a stick. In other words, an arm. Yeah. But it was awful because it was Jamie that used to do it, and he always used to worry me, and he'd sit there and say, "Are you going to pick the lock?" And you go, "Well, yeah, I'm a thief." And he'd go, "Using what hand?"
Yeah.
Be that little look when you'd be sat there going, "With my weakest one," he'd go, "You failed that then."
With the one I don't need.
Then one that I don't mind losing, and he'd go, "Oh, yeah, you open the door," and you'd be sat there going, "Oh, Jamie, stop it!" Yes. He and Gary Gygax would kill me off. I'm absolutely convinced of it because I'd be paranoid by the time I'd finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Star Times article looks quite interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually. We'll put a link to that. I think we already put a link anyway up on LARPBook.com. But we'll put a link to it in the show notes as well for anybody interested in that. I mean, great. I just want to see more people that do this sort of thing. I know that Tom's been obviously for Fear the Dark, where they've done exactly the same. That they bought land and sort of converted portions of it into role-playing haven.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There we go. There's one from Matthew. I'll just chuck this up on the screen as well for everybody else to see. When you walk into a DM's room and you see copy of Grimtooth's Trap series, just turn around, break off the friendship, and move to another country. It's quicker and easier, and cuts right to the end.
That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know, I used to have a DM that used to say the following word. You used to say, as a party, you get really confident, and you go, "Yeah, we're going to open the door, and we're all going to walk in." And he used to say the following word. You go, after you've done your breath. I don't know whether anyone else can hear that. Is that very loud, or is that just me?
No,
really, really
nobody else can hear it. Just let you
know.
Well,
so I was going to say, because I'm sat there going, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm taking off." But he used to say that. So he used to say, "Oh, we're all going in, all of us, all 15 of you." Yes. And then he used to go, "That's really interesting."
Yeah.
And then he used to roll 15 times and then go, oh, as if that had just not done anything.
Yeah.
And then he used to go, "All right, what are you all going to do in this airing cupboard then?" And you sat there going, "Oh, bugger off." Or he used to check for traps and everything else. And you were there for hours, and he'd be sat there going, "I'd move on if I were you."
Yeah. Oh, look, we spent, it must have been 5 complete sessions in one dungeon with a friend of ours, all right, that who never had nothing in a room. And he'd literally run out of ideas. And there was genuinely nothing in this room. But 5 sessions later, we're still in that room because we didn't believe him that there was nothing in the room. And he's like, seriously, guys, I'm not kidding you.
There is nothing in that room.
There is nothing in this room. I'm like, don't believe him.
No,
you
not
never
buying
that. Yeah. We use miniaturization potions to go in between the cracks of different things. You name it, right? We did everything. He's like, oh no, honestly, there is nothing. I ran out of ideas. You're like, nope, no, don't believe you.
There's got to be something in this room. You're hiding something. I can friggin' see it in your eyes. But yeah, you do get paranoid, don't you, when you D&D? You play D&D. But I think that's a marvellous thing.
LARPing, you get paranoid. You see Jamie when he friggin' refs at LARPing. He goes, okay, I want to open this. Okay, you sure? Yeah, I'll open this. Okay. And you touch it and he just goes, his eyes wide. And he just, okay, you open it. And then that's it.
You go, oh, why? Why would you do that?
It just scares the living hell out of you.
But you see, this leads us on, doesn't it, to the most hardcore LARPers.
Yeah.
After sorry, Thomas, I rudely interrupted you. What were you saying?
No, that's it. I was done.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, you knew. Actually, I just brought that up as well. That German photographer Boris Liest, I really hope I'm saying that right, has spent the past 4 years documenting some of the world's most dedicated LARPers. And I must be honest, the photographs and what have you that he has put out, and apparently he's going to be putting out a book which is going to be published later this year.
I'm sorry, that guy in the McDonald's outfit. that's kind of changing my. No, I'm not going to go into McDonald's again.
I just got to the picture of the two sisters. Imagine seeing that down in the dark. That'd be it. That'd be game over. That would be game over.
Game over, dude.
Oh, good luck. No.
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Incredible.
No. I like the bear, though. I think that's how I would die. In the forest. Because you'd be sat there going, oh... You look almost cute, you mass murderer, you with your axe. Come on, give me a hug.
Exactly.
But there are some brilliant photographs there that I think he's very, very good. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, I'd like to think that we were pretty hardcore, but compared to these people, we're almost beginning, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean, this is a whole new level. Yeah. This is like dedication to.
Holy moly. Go to the woman in with the tree.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
That's just. Oh, that's. I don't know how they do that, but that is.
That's just disturbing.
Good, kind of moving on. I mean, do you remember when the Gathering many years back, and a guy had created almost like an alien costume, but he wasn't able to actually turn up because he couldn't get the costume in time, I don't think. But they'd created a whole kind of scenario and in for him at the Gathering, and his had all lasers and everything. He spent thousands, and then he didn't come in time, which was really off-putting.
Just a very quick one then from David Selix. Just want to start off with saying hi from me and the gang from Green Cloaks. Hi you and from Green Cloaks. On a D&D note, have you ever transferred a D&D character to a LARP? No, for me personally, because all of mine die.
Yes, I have.
I have too.
Yes.
All of my characters die, so no.
In fact, actually, that was how I got into LARP.
Same here.
Because it was a row with a DM about how much you do. Anyone got any rope? And you sat there busily writing it down. How much do you think we need? 50 foot. Ironic that.
Ironic. That's
what I've got.
That's exactly what I've got.
Yeah, we all did it. Don't lie, you've all done it out there.
No, never done it. Never done that.
Is growing, Edwards, you know you have.
However, I did manage to get an awful lot of gold once. Disappeared.
Who knew? But the argument we had, and he was absolutely right what this DM was saying, was that when you think of your character and it's got like 200 foot of rope,
Yeah.
and it's got 5 weeks worth of rations, and it's got 15 swords and all this gold.
Yeah.
And he sat there and went, how are you going to jump, let alone get up? But he said, how are you going to jump over a 20-foot crevasse?
Yeah.
He said, you're just never going to be able to do it. So he challenged us and said, I will go and get all the stuff now. He said, ropes, your cloaks, armour, everything else. And he said, if you can jump from there to over there, he said, just jump it. He said, I'll allow you to keep everything on your character. And of course, I couldn't even stand up with the stuff that I got on my characters. And so that started my first LARPing event at Orpington in Kent. Yeah. And it was the caves that you kind of go into. And I have to say, ever since then, I'm totally hooked. Totally hooked.
It is a fantastic game. There's no two about it. It just works very well, you know.
I mean, D&D was my gateway into LARPing.
Your gateway drug.
It was my gateway drug into LARPing. It really was. Because
started once a week.
Before that, I had zero interest in doing LARPing.
Yeah.
I wanted to do some D&D, and then I did that for a bit. And then the people I was doing D&D with, they were talking about LARPing. I don't want to. I don't really fancy it. I don't know about that. And then they slowly wore me down. But mainly it was because of all these amazing stories they were telling and stuff like that. And I went, okay, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Here I am, like 6-7 years later,
fully into it.
LARP.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel sorry for people, you know, because it's almost as if they need convincing to go. And the one thing I always say to people is, look, don't go with any expectations. Just pick something that tickles your fancy where your friends are going.
The genre,
and just give it a go. Just go there and watch what everyone else is doing. You don't have to have a character. You don't have to monster. You can just be there and just get a feel for it. I mean, I don't know, Tom, I don't know whether you know anyone where, you know, husband and wife go. You know, in the gathering, it's probably a little bit more highlighted there, but there's a lot of couples that go there, a lot of families that go there, where dad or mom is the only LARPer, and everyone else just goes just to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And many times I've seen that, and you see people, and you start there going, didn't you come with your wife? And I'm not interested in this, but she's over there killing someone, I think, in a ritual circle over there. You know, and you sit there and you go, and you find that normal, do you? They're kind of, we're not venting. But, and I think that's a great thing. If you can, you know, persuade your other half, even if they're not interested, just turn up and go. Or even just go to these kind of like con events and just go and see and just be a part of it for a weekend. I know your dad, Stewie, was totally hooked, wasn't it, the first time we went? Well, put a cloak on.
Yeah,
couldn't stop him, could you?
I mean, that was the thing, right? I mean, he you know, my dad always liked to sort of quote the thing, you know, when I was a child, I played with childish things, and now I'm a man, you know, type thing. He never could understand it. So they were actually on you know, visiting somewhere else that just happened to be close to where the Locker Park was, you know, for the gathering event. And he sort of texted me, said, look, we'll come down and we'll see what this is about, right? We're in the area, you know, I said, right, okay, well, number one, we're going to have to smuggle you in anyway, otherwise you've got to pay an entrance fee. And number two, we'll have to get you dressed up, otherwise you'll stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah. And they went, yeah, fine, yeah, whatever. Right? So we smuggled them in. We got him dressed up, cloaks and masks and what have you. And my dad, well, I've never seen him so fascinated in anything in all my life. He's like, good God, this is amazing. He said, look at all the, look at that costume, look at this, look at that.
Yeah.
Then he spotted the Italian women. Look at the Italian women. You know, and then everything. Then he turned to me and he said, I completely understand now, son. I think it was the Italian women that did it. But
yeah, that might have influenced him quite a lot. Well, I suppose what gets me is I did overhear a conversation, because at the gathering you kind of have to wait, don't you, to go onto the battlefield. You know, they do the weapons check and what have you. And I overheard two photographers, and what amazed me was they didn't take their eyes off anyone as they were sat there going, oh yeah, every year these lot turn up and fight. Don't know why they do it. Real weirdos. I thought, you're here watching us. Yeah. What does that make you?
Yeah.
Some kind of stalker of the weirdos. I just and it is fascinating. You can't stop at what you can't help but watch.
It's
but
a spectacle.
I want to be a part of it.
It is a spectacle. It's as simple as
I
that.
think,
There's no other way around it. Especially if you go to the big LARPs.
Yeah.
It is a spectacle seeing people dressed up with swords and running at one another and beating the living daylights out of one another.
Especially if you get two people who do fight and they're good fighters as well.
Yeah,
it can be one of the best things I've seen.
Oh yeah.
They put their, when they start to put a bit behind it and they start to practice one, like, there's nothing better, and yeah. Oh, I can't say enough about it, but got to give it a go. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
the more events I go to, the more I want to just do a little bit more, even at my age. And start thinking, really wish I was just that little bit healthier, a little bit younger.
Yeah, well, if you want to get healthy, LARP is a good way of doing it. It'll keep you active.
Yeah.
And you won't even know you're doing it because you'll be so invested in the story, in the actual thing around you, that you won't even notice you've been standing up literally for about 8 hours straight. I mean, the day after you will. The day after you definitely will. But at the time, you just...
And the amount of wars we've started, Stu, it's got to be good. If you can really put your mind to starting a fight, then you can pretty much start anything, can't you? Anyway,
I've now forgotten how many we'll call them minor skirmishes between a couple of hundred people. Especially at the gathering, I've countless of those just by going, doing the whole. He said something about your mum, whatever,
that's right.
By
me waiting and going, I actually heard that.
Yeah,
just walking off.
By pretending that we'd actually overheard conversations from other camps saying that they were going to attack them anyway, whether they liked it or not, you name it, right? Luke and I have done it.
Troublemakers, essentially. Massive troublemakers.
If for no other reason, it amuses us.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about it, isn't it? You watch it all kick off and you're going, we've still got it.
We've still got it, yeah, exactly.
Still got it.
Yeah.
It's... I'm sorry.
David Sellex actually said, note to self, must ask my Italian friends to come to LARP for PR purposes. Completely agree.
Yeah. If you need any baggage handlers, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where to find us.
Yeah.
What I do want to finish on tonight, and I'm going to see if I can hopefully bring this up. Yeah, there we go. So there is someone looking for costumes and extras to wear them in the Bristol area. So that's literally what they're doing. So it's Dreams of an Atomic Future is an action survival film set in an alternate reality where nuclear war is just around the corner. What do you mean, alternate reality? Anyway. So that's basically what they're doing. It's going to be like a 20-minute film, and they're in need of some extras, have their own costumes and props. Hello, LARPers. It's a low-budget production. What isn't these days, especially around the Bristol area? Lots of indie films made around there. And it would be great to experience, especially since it's going to be fun. So that's actually up on the LARPBook Facebook page. With her details as well, and it's the content. I love her email address. Her email address is actuallycatherine@gmail.com.
That's great.
I think that's superb.
You just imagine the conversation. Is it done? No, it's actually Catherine. It's actually Catherine. Yeah.
I think that's great. So if you've got that sort of kit, so you're not futuristic, but kind of, I'm going to put it. Spec Ops type gear and what have you, and you fancy doing a little bit of indie filming in and around the Bristol area, then get in touch with actually Catherine at gmail.com, and she'll point you in the right direction and hopefully be part of something just a little bit of fun. Why not? It's good for a laugh. A lot of these places normally supply food, but as Luke and I have found out, take your own food.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the last time you said, what are you doing next Wednesday? The Hulk's in a movie.
Low for now.
Low freak, no, mate. He needs us. That's what he needed. That went straight to VHS, I'm pretty sure of it, didn't it?
It did go straight to VHS, mate. You know, if anybody wants to see Luke and I in a major Hollywood blockbuster movie with Lou Ferrigno, then have a look at Instant Death. Just go search that.
Which is not what happened to it.
It was a very interesting day, let's say.
I tell you, I have never drunk so much coffee. I don't know how extras do it, because I drank so much coffee on that day. I was going to pick a fight with someone. I was so hyped up.
And unfortunately, you did actually pick a fight with Lou. And that was
and lost really badly as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he just pushed me around. And if you've seen me, I'm not the smallest of person. Lou Ferrigno just literally, he threw me around like a rag doll. And he was
like a
just
rag
embarrassing.
Doll, mate. It was a delight for me to watch, because I just sat there answering the phone.
Yeah.
As you got bounced off Lou into a wall, it must have been about 20 odd times minimum. Easy.
Yeah,
take after take after take after take. But it was the absolute delight for me. I will do. You know, and of course my daughter, who pretty much just stayed in a hospital bed the entire time and ate Snickers. So
it's a good. Yeah, it's not bad.
You can't ask anymore, really, can you? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
It was very good fun, though. It's good fun. I'd imagine that that event's going to be pretty good as well. So.
There you go.
As long as it's got its own coffee.
Yeah, David actually says he works in the industry himself, and it can drive you crazy, but it's worth it.
Oh, God. Yeah. I have to say, we spent the whole day, didn't we, just in that one little room?
Yeah.
And you kept on going in and out. But I was just drinking coffee all day, and I was feeling quite ill by the end of it. Yeah. And then do you remember I came to you and I went, Stu, because at this time I thought if I drink any more coffee, I'm either going to die or I'm just going to jump out of a window because I'm so hyped up, something's got to give. And you went, don't worry, Luke, they're going to use you any moment now. And it was just a matter of, can you put that outfit on? No. Well, you can't be that then, can you? Like, another coffee. And then they went, we need a surgeon. And I went, I'll do it. I made my own clothing and then literally just kind of walked on. That's when he said, Lou's going to push you out of the way, go and beat up a couple of police officers. That should be it. 20 sessions later.
And Lou is a fairly solid chap, let's just say.
Oh, he's huge. You know, he cut his hands beating up the police officers. Didn't even realise it.
I know.
His assistant had to tell him. He said, Lou, your hand's bleeding. He went, oh.
Well, his hand is, it's like hand.
It's like a frying pan.
There we go. Just a couple of comments then from Facebook. Pixie says that he actually met his missus at a LARP 4 years ago and now refs a game together with her. So there we go.
That's nice.
So excellent. I mean, you know, why not? If you're going to do that sort of thing, meet them there. That's the way to do it. And Pixie also says as well that we all know that the battlefield is the you do what? You're absolutely right, mate. It is the best cure for a hangover. The first blow really wakes you up.
Doesn't it just? I love it when you do get walloped by an arrow and someone goes through and you go, no shit, Sherlock, that really hurt. You got this massive mark on your forehead.
Yeah.
And there's always, you look up and there's 50 people with arrows, but the one who does it, because it's such a good shot, you've got to declare yourself.
Yeah, he's like, it was me.
But as they're doing this, they're sat there going, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But I got a hit.
I hit something. It was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that will probably do it for tonight. So thank you again, as per normal, to my lovely co-host. It's just a shame that the Rob wasn't even to come on, you know, onto Facebook and
just
heckle
to do
us.
a bit of gargling.
Yeah, and to heckle us, you know, from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. David says, still remember doing military drills and star jumps for a full day with Tommy Lee Jones. Couldn't get his lines right on Captain America. I regretted my life choices that day.
Oh God!
I can imagine, mate. It's like Tommy, mate. All you got to say is like, they're over there.
Yeah. It's one line, man.
Yeah,
one line.
Just do it.
What's my motivation? You got 50 people behind going, I'll give him motivation.
You know, what's your motivation? Not being stabbed would be a good one.
That's right, yeah. 'Cause if you don't get it right now, Tommy, we're all going to do you over.
Yeah, exactly. Right then, we shall leave that there, folks. Thank you very much for everybody that tuned in tonight. Rob, get better soon. Green Cloaks.
Get new teeth.
Yeah, get new teeth. Just rip them out, mate.
New teeth.
I got a feeling. I'm trying to remember when the people that we're going to see soon will see you soon. I haven't got the calendar up, so I haven't got a clue. Right, etc. Tom, thank you very much for being here tonight. Luke, thank you very much for being here tonight. I'm Stuart. This is Kind of Us signing out. Let me get the program up that I actually need. There it is, because that's useful. So a big thank you to our lovely patrons who make it a bit easier to keep this thing going. It does help an awful lot. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, just email contact us at larpbook.com. Is there a topic you would like us to discuss, or something cool you saw, or fancy writing an article for the website? Then just email the show, contact us at larpbook.com. Music was provided by Ben Sound at bensound.com. We have the shop now over on Facebook, so go and look that up for the lovely swag. You can listen to this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Twitch, Podbean, everywhere. Just search for LARPBook, you'll find it. Again, contact us at larpbook.com if you want us to talk about anything. That's how we actually get a lot of stuff for the show. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter. I don't think we've done much on Google Plus recently, but we have got an Instagram as well. So search for, we have. Search for, I think it's The Real or The LARPBook. We couldn't get LARPBook yet.
I think it's The
LARPBook.
Yeah.
And don't forget to give us a review on whatever podcatcher you use. So that's it from us, and a fantastic night and everything. Wow.
We love you.
We love you. Right.
Yeah.
All of you.
All of you. Right. Bye all.
Bye-bye. See, I heard that music, but I couldn't hear it at the beginning.
Yeah.
It might be the tinnitus.
Weird.
Tinnitus? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. What?
Tinnitus?